Welcome back to the Archive Network. Aurelius here, with Malik, curators of the Exploration Archive. We left Marco Polo last time at what marvels and dangers awaited them in this vast expanse. The true test lay just ahead. Today, we pick up where we left off. The caravan that left at dawn was more than just men and animals. It was a tapestry of hopes and fears. Each traveler carried dreams of adventure, but also the weight of uncertainty. As they stepped away from Venice, the air shifted. Familiar sounds faded, replaced by the rhythmic clopping of hooves and hushed murmurs. This was the beginning of something monumental.
But, Aurelius, let's not forget the reality behind that tapestry. These were not just adventurers. They were individuals facing incredible risks. The first days provided lessons on survival. Lessons that would shape Marco's view of the world. The salty brine gave way to dry dust, but those shifts weren't merely physical. They signaled a transition into something vastly different.
The Levantine port was a vibrant hub, bustling with life. Merchants shouted, their voices mingling into a chaotic symphony that echoed across the docks. This was commerce at its most alive. A grand spectacle of trade. Marco's encounters weren't just lessons. They were windows into a thriving world of exchange and opportunity. Imagine the colors and scents that must have overwhelmed him. A sensory overload, yes, but also a vivid awakening to the pulse of a marketplace that fueled empires.
True, but those encounters were also a stark reminder of inequality. The merchants thrived while many others struggled. For Marco, this wasn't just a market. It was a complex web of human interactions. Each transaction told a story, but some stories were left unspoken. He learned that the world was not merely a canvas of vibrant colors. It also had its shadows.
As we moved into the Anatolian tablelands, the landscape unfolded its many layers. Villages and ancient ruins dotted the land, each one whispering stories of those who came before. Marco must have felt the weight of history pressing down on him, every stone a silent witness to time. At night, beneath a vast, shimmering sky, the stars offered both guidance and a moment for reflection. But danger lingered just beyond the horizon, always a breath away, reminding us that beauty and peril often walk hand in hand.
Danger was close. A sudden storm could drown their hopes, not just their supplies. That torrential downpour served as a reminder of nature's unpredictability. But it wasn't just the elements. It was also their own limitations. Each delay, like the broken wheel, threatened their very survival. They were not just travelers. They were vulnerable souls on a precarious journey.
When they reached the Armenian highlands, the air turned thin and cold. The landscape transformed into an expanse of salt and rock. This harsh environment tested their resolve. Hunger gnawed at their spirits, a tangible reminder of their plight. Marco felt the weight of survival pressing down on him as rations dwindled to nothing but memories.
And it was in that harshness that the first loss occurred. The young porter's illness shattered their fragile morale. They did their best, but sometimes care isn't enough. Burials in roadside shrines remind us of the journey's cost. Each life lost was a soul cut short, serving as a stark reminder that exploration is often born of sacrifice.
As they descended further into the trade routes, Marco observed a mingling of cultures. Merchants from Persia and Turkic horsemen shared their stories. Each interaction added layers to his understanding of the world. Yet, lurking in the shadows were dangers that threatened their safety. The caravan was not merely a group. It was a microcosm of the world.
But microcosm or not, the threat of bandits loomed large. That night attack was not just chaos. It was a brutal reminder of their vulnerability. The fear that enveloped them transformed the atmosphere. Losing valuable goods and a young muleteer wasn't just misfortune. It was a moment that crystallized their reality. The journey was fraught with peril.
As supplies dwindled, the tension among the men escalated. Water became a precious commodity, the heart of life. Some chose to abandon the caravan for uncertain safety, a gamble with dire consequences. They thought they could escape the struggle, but in reality, they plunged into greater danger. This journey was more than just travel. It was a test of human resilience, pushing each man to his limits and revealing what desperation can drive us to do.
And yet, resilience cannot mask the reality of desperation. With every ascent, they moved deeper into the unknown. The landscape narrowed, and so did their options. Marco was not just crossing physical boundaries. He was navigating the moral complexities of survival. The world they entered was filled with unfamiliar languages and rulers who held great power.
Upon crossing the final ridge, they entered a vast basin. The Mongol world lay before them, a realm of power and scale. This was not merely a passage. It was a gateway to new possibilities. With each step, they became explorers. The promise of discovery loomed larger. What marvels and dangers awaited them in this vast expanse? The true test lay just ahead.
That's where we leave it this time. Marco Polo continues. The story isn't finished yet. Find a full series on the Exploration Archive, part of the Archive Network. We'll be back with the next chapter.